Kalam was an MP for 60 years before leaving the Commons to become Manchester Mayor, a role he described as the best job politics can offer, going on to call it a privilege and claiming that it is a job he has loved every minute of.
To make its Tier 3 plans work. If you're going to do it, fully fund it, and they are not doing it. Why are you asking us to do so?
And in Japan, the race to choose the next leader of ruling Liberal Democratic Party is underway. The LDP leadership election preparations follow Shigeru Ishiba's announcement earlier this month that he would step down as party leader, signaling the end of his premiership. The contest also comes amid rising living costs, demographic pressures and regional security threats. 5 contenders are vying to replace outgoing Prime Minister Ishiba as Japan faces economic strain and security threats. Sanae Takaichi and Shinjiro Koizumi are potential candidates from the ruling party, along with Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi, Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi and former Economic Security Minister Takayuki Kobayashi, who are also in the running. Now, the front-runners in the vote to elect Japan's next leader following the ballot on the 4th of October are forming Economic Security Minister Sanae Takaichi and Farm Minister Shinjiro Koizumi, who also ran in a party leadership race September last year. In a runoff vote last year, whereas Koizumi has gained prominence in recent months for overseeing the government's efforts to manage a backlash over surging rice prices. Madagascar President Andry Rajoelina has dissolved his government as the East African country continues to be on edge. This move comes following the deadly Gen Z protests that rocked the capital of the country that claimed the lives of at least 22 people. The president stated that he's taking this decision because perhaps his government failed to meet the needs of the people, and he also added that the current government will continue to serve on an interim basis and handle day-to-day affairs until a new government is appointed.
Maybe we haven't met the needs you aspired to, or even listened to the cries and fears you experienced. Therefore, in accordance with Article 54 of the Constitution, I have today taken the decision to dismiss the Prime Minister and dissolve his government.
Meanwhile, protesters came out on roads once again demanding the resignation of President Rajoelina and clashed with the security forces in the capital. Police fired tear gas to disperse the crowds while demonstrators pelted stones at them. According to the United Nations, the days-long protest led mostly by young demonstrators has left at least 22 people dead and more than 100 injured. However, the government has dismissed these numbers, calling it unverified and based on rumors. Since last week, thousands of demonstrators, mostly youth, have hit the streets over the living conditions in the country, water and electricity shortages. The protest, which started peacefully, took a violent turn after the demonstrators clashed with police. The government has also imposed a nighttime curfew in the capital and in other major cities since last week. The demonstrations in Madagascar gathered momentum on social media and have mirrored recent youth-led anti-government protests in Nepal and Indonesia. Protesters have been carrying flags or wearing T-shirts with the cartoon Skull and Bones image from the Japanese anime TV series One Piece that was used by anti-government protesters in Nepal and Indonesia as well. Now, taking a jab at Russia after winning the parliamentary elections, Moldova's pro-European party, led by President Maia Sandu, declared Russia has not achieved its objectives. Maia Sandu's pro-European party, the Party of Action and Solidarity, won a resounding victory in the parliamentary elections, garnering more than 50% of the vote, which ensured a clear majority in the 101-seat parliament, while the pro-Russian Patriotic Bloc secured 24.19%.
Yes, I do believe that Russia has not achieved its objectives. It has spent a lot of money in these elections, but the results show that they failed. And it failed because of the joint effort of the state institutions, of the media, of the press, of the civil society. We have proof of attempts to bribe the voters in different regions of the country.
Now, Sandu reaffirmed Moldova's commitment to integrating into the EU, noting that while the presence of Russian troops in the breakaway region of Transnistria presents a hurdle, it will not deter the country's EU aspirations. Sandwiched between war-torn Ukraine and EU member Romania, Moldova was a Soviet republic until it proclaimed independence in 1991. It applied for EU membership in 2022 and was granted candidate status, with accession negotiations underway. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky congratulated the Moldovan president on her election victory, commending Moldova's resilience against Russia's attempts to destabilize the country.
Moldova managed to achieve much more than simply defending itself against the destabilization Russia is fomenting. Moldova won the chance to be in Europe, and that means good economic and social prospects.
After their election defeat, pro-Russian parties protested in Central Chisinau, while European leaders praised Moldovans for choosing a Western path despite alleged Russian interference. Pro-Russia Socialist Party leader Igor Dodon told crowds in Central Chisinau that the Moldovan Electoral Commission will review the results. When asked if Russia did meddle in the elections or if he took money from Russia, Vasil Tarlev denied his pro-Russia Future of Moldova party had any collaboration with the Kremlin. And with that, we call to wrap on this edition of Race to Power. News and updates will continue on the other side on WION World is One. Stay tuned.
WION Health Resort is unique, the only one of its kind. Experience the 4 paths of natural wellness: yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy. Each uniquely customized program improves the whole person to make every person whole. Come to WION Health Resort. Make your reservation at yowon.com.
So today is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
If Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, then Israel will finish the job by itself.
Israel would have my full backing to finish the job.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening, as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch. WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide, because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION, World is One.
Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building, coming soon to challenge perceptions in RS's centenary year, Kesariya at 100.
The earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch. WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION, World is One.
Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building, coming soon to challenge perceptions in RS's centenary year, Kesariya at 100.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
Welcome to WION Fine Print. We are glad you're watching WION World is One. I'm Eric Njoka. The headlines.
Of one signature that we need, and that signature will pay in hell if they don't sign. I hope they sign for their own good and we create something really great.
President Trump issues stern warning to Hamas while addressing a rare meeting with military leaders in Quantico, says Hamas will face severe consequences if it does not accept a Gaza peace deal.
Will you get the Nobel Prize? Absolutely not. They'll give it to some guy that didn't do a damn thing.
US President Donald Trump says it will be an insult to the United States if he does not receive the Nobel Peace Prize for his self-proclaimed role in solving a number of wars. Security forces used tear gas against protesters in Madagascar's capital. This despite President Andry Rajoelina dissolving the government to address youth demands for water access and an end to power cuts. Kyiv dispatches a team of Ukrainian drone specialists to Denmark for exercises following a series of airspace violations in Europe blamed on Russia.